All right, and just like that, we are on to our second final of the day, and it is MicroMax. Our youngest drivers here with us this weekend, and our front row, which we're about to get to, consists of two drivers who have never been to a Kartmasters event before, and it is Lenny Barton and JM Prakash, two well-established young drivers in themselves, and we're going to get the thoughts. Because being so young, your first ever Kartmasters, and you were starting on the front row, we've got a big audience and some very proud and excited parents. Lenny Barton sat in his car and ready to go. Lenny, do you understand how big it is to be starting on pole position for your first ever Kartmasters?
Yeah, pretty excited for the race ahead, but yeah.
I bet you are. And now, what advice have you been given? You're backed by a strong, experienced team. What have they told you for this next couple of laps?
Just to carry on what I'm doing and just no looking behind, and on the last lap, just defend if I need to.
Thank you very much. Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
We will let Lenny Barton mentally prepare. Let's go over to JM Prakash. Jayan, we have seen you do very well across Britain so far this year. You qualified pole earlier this weekend. You've had a couple of heat wins. How are you feeling? This is also your first Kartmasters.
I'm feeling pretty confident, and I'm going to try my hardest to win.
Now, the same here. You're with two very experienced teams, the two of you. What has your team told you for these next few laps?
Just get in front, lead.
Absolutely. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Whistle has blown, ladies and gentlemen. Only one driver can win that second GP plate. Who's it going to be?
Thank you, Keol. In 2023, Kian Bernard became the first MicroMax GP plate winner. In 2024, it was the turn of Sebastian Behrman. Last year, Alfie Garrett claimed the third MicroMax GP plate title. Who will claim the fourth? It will be one of the next 22 names that you see on your screens. The youngest driver out there is 7. Most of them are 8. The oldest are 9, and 1 or 2 might even be the grand old age of 10 years old. Here is your starting lineup. Lenny Barton for Strawberry Racing and JM Prakash for Sam Pollock Racing on row number 1. Prakash is the international trophy winner and the current British Championship leader, Arthur Rhodes, whose grandma Lindsay is watching back home with the rest of the family. Starts the number 82 Dan Holland racing kart from P3 alongside the White Knight, the Tommy Weir racing kart of Hendrix Falat. Oliver Woodall and Ronnie Allen are next. From Bosnia-Herzegovina, the Sana racing kart of Benjamin Schlever and Arthur Bowers. Will Wainwright, who celebrated a birthday earlier this week, will go from position number 9. And from Brazil, Caio Vieira. 1 round of the British Championship completed for Caio, 1 podium. Wraith Owen and Sawyer Henderson on his debut in this class starts 12th. If you want an underdog story, go for Sawyer Henderson. Kean Hay and Jensen Darlow, whose dad Tim helped save the day when we had a power cut here on Friday. Harry Riley, the leading privateer, another privateer driver, and Luca Bicocchi on the British-built Apollo karts. Apollo karts are built at Karting Northeast, Warden Law. Where has the first GP plate gone? Karting Northeast, Warden Law. Rio Pocock, Freddie Drury, young Robbie Lyons from Ireland for the Daily Motorsports team, Lani Eden, 7-year-old Hardy Hibbert, and Otley Simpson. Round out your 22 kart field. On the back, Hendrix Falak's helmet, the tribute to his godfather, Joe Thompson, who sadly passed away, a professional footballer for Rochdale FC. Our pole sitter, Lenny Barton, has it. Oh no, and who was that who was stopped? That is Freddie Drury. One of the 2 British-built Apollo chassis has been grounded before takeoff. our camera cart is from pole position. We have never been able to show you what a Kartmasters Grand Prix start is like from an onboard camera before. This is what a pole sitter at the British Kart Grand Prix sees. The grandstand packed to his left, sun shining overhead, lights are out, we're off and racing. Barton leads the field through the S's. Prakash and Falat wheel to wheel, side by side. They all emerge out onto the banking, and Schlever in the green and black kart with the red crash helmet getting very, very wide, but manages to maintain his position somehow.
Good start for the MicroMax drivers. All of these drivers are looking to win their first GP plate, the highest rank for any of them in a previous final. There's only 3 or 4 drivers who have raced in one of these Grand Prix before. It's 15th, so it's uncharted territory for all of these drivers right now. It's a little bit wide in the background there for, I think that was Jensen Darlow in the Jax Motorsport machine. Back at the front of the field, Lenny Barton leads in the early stages of this one from Jayan Prakash, the transformed Jayan Prakash from a couple of years ago.
Yep.
In the tutelage of Paul Janes. Paul elsewhere this weekend, but I'm sure he'll be watching this, and I'm sure he'll be very pleased to see that his young charger is at the front of the field at the end of lap 1.
And at the end of lap number 1, we have got a breakaway. We've got a 9-kart breakaway, because you saw Cian Hay in the KR Sport number 27 and Sawyer Henderson in the all-white MJR Racing number 127. There they are. They were battling and defending against each other, and it has allowed Prakash, Rhodes, Barton, Woodall, Allen, Falat, Wainwright, Owen and Vieira to escape to the tune of 3 seconds. 3 seconds. There's Barton. He's fallen back by a couple of positions. He now tries for the crossover coming out of hairpin number 2. I think that is Oliver Woodall alongside him through the Fullerton S's. And you can see the bumps. Lenny Barton's brake left foot there bouncing on and off the brake pedal. That shows how physical these karts are to drive, because, Andrew, since the superheats, the temperature has gone up. You mentioned an air temperature of 18 degrees. When I was standing out during the grid interviews, it was more like the low 20s, if not mid-20s. The circuit's getting hotter, the racing's getting hotter. Arthur Rhodes is your new race leader.
Good move there from Arthur Rhodes. Here comes Oliver Woodall down the inside. Takes P2 away from his teammate for this weekend, Jayan Prakash. Oliver Woodall, who has been racing in mainly other categories so far this year, has now gone for the race lead down the inside. Takes it away from Arthur Rhodes. Rhodes side by side with Lenny Barton. Barton back up to P3. And Wraith Owen there as well. Wraith, who's gone a little bit under the radar so far this week. That is a tremendous start for Thule Motorsport's number 31. 7 places gained now. Could we have a bit of a surprise run to the front here?
Wraith Owen has flown so far under the radar, his ankles have been scuffing the ground. And suddenly, here he pops up, P4 for the Thule Motorsport team. When was the last time Thule Motorsport won a GP plate? I am thinking possibly Ross Gunn back in 2011. Maybe 1 or 2 since then, but not many. Barton back to the inside, but the 2 Sam Pollitt racing karts have flicked the switch and have cleared off. Now this is down to Barton. You can see him pushing pointing towards his crash helmet, saying, think, think, think. The problem is he's got no one directly behind him. Oh, and there's the first collision. Teammates. The 2 Dan Holland Racing teammates collect each other. That's Ronnie Allen and Arthur Rhodes, but not out of it yet. They cobble themselves together somehow. The top 9 at the start is now a top 7. There was a 3-second gap between the top 7 and the chasing pack. That gap is down to nothing. With Schlever making a move. Schlever running down in 14th position just behind Arthur Rhodes. There's Harry Riley. Talked about Harry Riley. He had his best friend Ralphie Smith commentating on his superheat earlier on. And Harry Riley, Ralphie Smith was saying his best result so far this week is 11th. Well, Harry Riley, you're currently running 10th and you are the leading privateer in this race. In fact, looking down the order, there are 2 privateers in this race, Riley and Schliever. And Schliever has just passed Riley for 11th. Hendricks Fallat, meanwhile, in the White Knight, the Pantano kart with the special white livery. Fallat is there in 5th. Kyle Vieira holding on in 6th. But it's all irrelevant because look at the way, and that's significant, Prakash, who has been the quickest kart in this class, is pushing Woodall away.
This is a quite similar, very smart. This is quite a similar situation to what we've seen regularly in the British Championships so far this year. The one difference, it's been Albert Farrow in the other Sam Pollitt racing machine. So Jane will be quite calm right here. He will know what the tactics are. Oliver Woodall has built and built and built in terms of his speed, his confidence across the course of the season so far. I'm not surprised at all to see the number 40, the young man from Leeds, marching on together with his teammate right now, Jayan Prakash.
Sheffield United supporter Andrew Mather gets those words out betwixt gritted teeth, ladies and gentlemen. There's Bart. You can see him hunching down. That's how much. Now look at his pedal. Look at his left foot there, bouncing over from curb to curb. Literally, that OMP race boot getting thrown back and forth. You wonder why these drivers come off with bruises and bumps all over them. That's why, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic viewpoint from the Alpha Live onboard shot, just giving you an idea of what these 7, 8, and 9-year-olds are going through. Oh yeah, and they're travelling at 50 miles an hour through the Bruno Ferrari S's. Prakash, 104.5 for Prakash. Lenny Barton matches it though. Barton matches it. Is it too late? Well, 8 minutes to go. On Track Marketing, who run Jackson Hilton's PR and Hunter Motorsports PR. Fantastic results for him there, supporting and congratulating our provisional MiniMax champion. Arthur Bowers moves into 7th position. Wainwright is 8th. There is Kyle Vieira and Lenny Barton. Well, Barton, the 8-year-old with Callum Hardgrave on the spanners for Strawberry Racing. Barton has decided there ain't no one that's going to help me from behind, so I'm going to do it by myself. He has set off after the 2 Sam Pollitt racing karts, and he's just in a purple middle sector. Matches the leader's times that time around. He's still got 1.2 seconds to make up, but Andrew, we saw 1.2 seconds get made up very quickly in Minimax. Prakash, though, when you're going to, Jayan Prakash, you can see him, he's starting to move round a little bit. He's not directly following his teammate anymore. Searching for an opportunity, letting Oliver Woodall know that he's there, that he is a friend now, but in less than 6 minutes' time, he will be a foe.
He will indeed. Right now, though, they're continuing this work together. Last year, it was the red and black attack of SFR Motorsport that had the grip on the MicroMax category. Took Alfie Garrett to the race victory. 6.5 minutes of this race to go. I'd keep an eye on that number 15 kart of Hendricks Fallat. Hendricks Fallat is like that knight in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. He doesn't know when he's beat. And he's very, very quick in the second half of races. Right on cue. Thank you, Hendricks. Was the holder of the fastest lap of the race. That's just gone to Harry Riley. And there is the move from Hendricks Fallat up to P4. This is a big lap now for Hendricks Fallat and the Tommy Weir Racing team. The driver from Cottingham is at the front of this group now. Kyle Vieira looking for a move aboard the 118. Not that time ahead of Raythone, but that might be a significant moment. Fallat now with a bit of clean air to run into, unless Raythone gets back down the inside. No, tucks back into the Fullerton S's. If Fallat can just catch back up to Barton over the next lap and a half, and you see him there pointing forward, that's him communicating to those drivers behind, if you're newer to the sport, to say, look, follow me. We've got the speed to catch up to Barton, and then we'll see what happens, because the gap between Barton and Prakash is only 1.5 seconds. We've still got 5 minutes of this race to go. Scott Simpson, you're absolutely spot on in the discussion. Lenny Barton needs someone to get behind him. If he does, I think they've still got a chance of getting that gap down towards the end of the race.
21 drivers remain running of the 22 that started. Only one of those 21 drivers knows what it takes to win a Motorsport UK British Kart Championship. That driver, Hendrix Fallat, the 2025 Coma Bambino British champion, the last ever Coma Bambino British champion. So Fallat knows how to get the job done on the big stage. Yes, in a championship event, not a one-off, but he understands the pressure. He understands the fact that you can't panic. He understands the race has still got 4 minutes to go. Now, for some of you who think 4 minutes, my God, that's no time at all. Panic stations, panic stations. Not Hendrix Fallat. He does have to get a move on, though, and he's going to need help from the 118 of Caio Vieira, Woodall and Prakash. Well, I tell you what, looking at that, I was about to say, when will Prakash make his move? Well, he can only make his move if he's right behind Oliver Woodall. Woodall has just laid down a 64.33, and suddenly there is clean air between the top two. Prakash and Woodall, they can fight amongst this between themselves if they keep it steady for as long as they possibly can. Barton is not making an impression at the moment. He is able to stay clear of Fallat and Vieira and Wraith Owen, who is still having a storming drive in 6th position, by the way. Rhodes is 7th. Now that's 5 seconds back. So the top 6, I would say, have still got a shot, provided Woodall and Prakash start battling soon. There's no sign of that yet. Behind Wraith Owen, these drivers, they are now fighting over the minor placings. Rhodes, Wainwright in the 21, Bowers, Harry Riley, Sawyer Henderson, Schlevar, Ronnie Allen, Cian Hay, Pocock, Lyons, Eden, Bikoki, Hibbert, Darlow and Otley Simpson.
2.5 minutes of this race to go. This is a big lap for Jayan Prakash. It was a very good third sector. He regrouped and took about 1.5 tenths out of Woodall through that third sector. A lot of corners to deal with. Down the infield straight. There's Hendrix Fallat, 4th on the road at the moment, ahead of Caio Vieira. What is the pace like between those two right now? Trying to get back towards Lenny Barton. There are 2 leaders for Sam Pollitt Racing. If you've been away from karting for a while and you might not fully be aware of the name of Sam Pollitt Racing, this is a team that has absolutely transformed itself from 2024, when they took their first win at a full national level in the British Championships. It was Austin Oman up at Lark Hall. It was then followed up by William Antrobus the same day. And since then, across these Rotax categories, they have become one of the biggest forces up there with your KR Sports, your Strawberry Racings, your Dan Holland Racings.
Well, at Le Mans 2 weeks ago, Sam Pollitt Racing won the International Trophy, the 2nd biggest Rotax event in the world next to the Grand Finals. They won both Micro and MiniMax. So arguably, in the little karts, Sam Pollitt Racing, best Mini and MicroMax team in the world in 2026. Prakash has just eased his way back up to the tail end of Woodall. Lenny Barton has got Fallat and Vieira closing in on him, but the gap is 2 seconds. 3 laps ago, Prakash was 10 kart lengths back. And just very calmly, Prakash looks to the inside. Very calmly, Jayan Prakash takes the lead. That is as cool and as calm a pass for the lead of a British Grand Prix with 30 seconds to go as you will ever see. However, the stakes have just got higher. Business is about to pick up, ladies and gentlemen, and don't sleep on Barton, Fallax and Vieira. The gap was 2 seconds. We've got 20 seconds plus a lap to go. They're both looking over their shoulder, and I think they've realised, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet.
This is good stuff. And now the final begins in a proper sense in terms of the battle for that GP plate, for the £600 prize, the Rotax short engine. All of these prizes on offer for the drivers here today. Time is up. Last lap board is out. Jayan Prakash, can he win at PF International? Can he take a first GP plate? Can Oliver Woodall cut to the inside? Yes, he can, to take the race lead.
Naughty cut back for Oliver Woodall. It was very calm. It was two teammates racing each other to the limits, but not beyond. Can they stay within the limits for the last half a lap? Prakash is going to get a run. He's going to be on the outside. He can't cut across the front of Woodall. Woodall needs to squeeze Prakash now. He can't. Prakash on the crossover again. Woodall, smart driving from Prakash and Woodall. They're giving each other racing room, and they're side by side into the Fullerton S's. Prakash with the lead. Woodall has got 2 chances left. Make that 1 chance left. This is his final chance into the left. He can't make the lunge. Prakash is going to continue his season-long dominance in the world of MicroMax racing. International trophy champion, British Championship leader, and Grand Prix winner, Jayan Prakash. And Kyle Vieira celebrates passing Lenny Barton and Hendrix Fallat on the last lap. I have seen Kyle Vieira race twice, the young Brazilian, or the young Brazilian heritage driver. He has finished on the podium both times. I sat with Kyle during the quiz. That young man is as bright as a button. He went, Henry, how do you spell Cartodromo Internacional de Algarve? Because that was one of the answers to the questions. He knew the answer. He just didn't know how to spell Cartodromo Internacional de Algarve. Kyle Vieira, another driver. British karting has a gem there in lots of ways.
I just want to make a big point here about this victory. For anyone who has taken up the sport in the last few months, last couple of years, and may feel like they're not up to the task, that they're towards the back, seconds off the pace, and feel like, well, this isn't the sport to me. This isn't the sport for me. Yes, it is. Just look at what that young man in the number 44 kart has achieved, not just this year, but last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, because you will see a driver who hasn't been winning for 3-4 years. He has worked tirelessly with Paul Janes,
yes,
Sam Pollitt Racing
Paul
Team.
Janes and Ambition Motorsport deserve an awful lot of credit, because when we started working together at the start of 2024, Andrew Mather, Jayan Prakash had to miss a few races, didn't he?
He did.
Because he broke his arm.
He did. He broke his arm.
Or his shoulder at Shennington. And it cost him virtually the entire season, because when he came back, he didn't have the confidence. He lost his confidence. Paul Janes then took over and restored Jayan Prakash his confidence, and then when it was time to move out of Honda into the Rotax classes, Sam Pollitt Racing picked him up, and he has gone from strength to strength. Dave Tooley, who is only mechanicked twice for Jayan Prakash, Le Mans and here. That is 2 wins out of 2 for Dave Tooley and this driver together. If I were Jayan's regular mechanic, I'd be on the phone. Sam, am I still coming in Monday?
There it is. Kart number 44 wins at Kartmasters. How great is that to say? Jayan Prakash, who has one of the biggest smiles in the British karting paddock. It's going to be as big as the moon in about 30 seconds when he takes that race helmet off and has a chat with Keogh Lynch, and a 1-2 as well for the Sam Pollitt Racing Team. Oliver Woodall, what a great drive from Oliver Woodall. That's another name to look out for in the final. All of these drivers have done the best they have ever done at Kartmasters.
And look at that, how nice is it? And you can see Jayan Prakash's dad there with the grey hair just behind Oliver Woodall's dad, who was congratulating Oliver. How nice is it to see 3 drivers all delighted to be on the podium? Quite often you'd say, oh, second place is the first loser. Does Oliver Woodall look like a loser to you? No, he is running around happy as Larry. And Kyle Vieira, his celebration was almost bigger than Jayan Prakash as he crossed the line. So, Prakash, Woodall and Kyle Vieira, Evolution Racing back on the Kartmasters podium as well. Keogh Lynch is down with our newly crowned MicroMax British Grand Prix champion, Jayan Prakash.
Thank you very much, boys. You are looking here at your 2026 MicroMax GP plate holder, Jayan Prakash. Jayan, can you come over here? We spoke to you not long ago. You were not a GP plate holder then, you are now. How do you feel?
Very happy, very, very happy.
Now, this is your first ever Kartmasters and you've won a GP plate. Do you know how many people race year in, year out to win what you've just won?
Yeah.
You must be over the moon. Tell me how proud your team and your parents must be of you right now.
Probably very.
Now, you've worked so hard. Throughout this weekend, you've had ups and downs, but to be fair, you kept it consistent. Explain to me why it was so important to keep it consistent this weekend.
I needed to keep my head and get a good starting position. I started second and I managed to win.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll let you go and celebrate Jayan Prakash. Everybody, let's move along to our second place finisher. Oliver Woodall had a big cheer there from his family. Led the race at some point. Oliver Woodall, how happy are you? You just missed out. You led some of that race, but you must be really proud of how you just drove.
I'm really happy. I'm happy that our team got 1 and 2.
Absolutely. And now, I know you, Oliver, from the British Kart Championships, and you told me your favourite food. What is that?
Cottage pie.
Cottage pie? Is that what you were powered by this weekend?
I had 2 cottage pie this weekend, just not the final.
Right, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is Oliver Woodall, powered by Cottage Pie. Jayan Prakash, though, as you're heading back, we're going to give you your GP plate. Jayan, there you go. Show the camera what you have just won. Congratulations. 2026 MicroMax GP plate. There he is in all of his glory. There is Kyle Vieira, after a really difficult weekend for him as well, managed to come away with that 3rd place. Just like that, we're on to the next one. Let's go.